So, me and my sister were out having a bit of retail therapy, which is something I haven't done for absolutely ages. And we got more excited about the kitchen shop than we did about clothes and shoes and stuff. And there's this thing, and I just had to buy it. I probably won't use it much because I have a bread maker, but it's a bowl. It's a silicone bowl. And what you're supposed to do is pop it on your scales, on electronic scales, weigh all your stuff, knead the dough in the bowl, let it prove in the bowl, and then lock the handles together, and voila, stick that with the dough in it in the oven. Brilliant little gadget, I think, but I'm just about to try it out now, but I'm cheating because I have mixed the dough in the bread maker. I'm going to tip the dough into the bowl. Come on! Trouble is, I'm holding this camcorder in one hand and waiting for this to... Hang on. Oh, there it goes, there it goes. In you go. Bloop! I just need to fish the paddle out. I've done a mixture of half white flour, strong white bread flour, half wholemeal rye flour, and I've added some poppy seeds and some other mixed seeds, pumpkin, sunflower and pine nuts, I think it was, something like that. I have made it a little bit too sticky. I'll just have to see how that goes. It actually looks like there's a bit too much because by the time that's risen and you've pulled the... What a mess. By the time that's risen and you've pulled the top together, it's going to be rather full. So I'm going to take a little bit out, and I'll have to mix that with a bit of extra flour because it's far too sticky to roll out, because I'll make about a quarter of it into pizza dough. I think I used about 300 mils of water, 300 mils of white flour, 300 mils of rye flour, and for some reason that normally works, but I must have put too much water in or not enough flour or something. 1 teaspoon of yeast, a little blob of olive oil, a teaspoon of salt. Well, actually I only put half a teaspoon in, trying to reduce the amount of salt I eat. What fun. Yeah, so I'm going to just take a big handful of that and plop it on this flour here. Oh, what a mess. And I'm going to mix that in, knead that in, and make maybe a little bit more. Make a wee pizza out of that. And then leave the rest in here to rise, and oh, what a mess. I don't think it was quite supposed to be used like this. Bit of a funny shape. Have you ever had a beetroot pizza?
No.
They're very nice.
Yes, actually I have.
Did I make it?
Yeah.
Very nice beetroot pizzas. And this one's a bit of a funny shape, but that doesn't matter once it's been eaten. Tomato puree, mushrooms, some torn up rockets, what's that stuff called? Watercress and spinach, and some beetroot, and I've forgotten the cheese. Oh yeah, just a little sprinkling of cheese. So I didn't use all that flour I put out to mix in with the pizza base. So what I'm going to do is gather that together and put it in with this soggy stuff, and yeah, maybe we'll knead it a bit by hand first. Make it a little bit less sticky. Okay, there, that's looking a bit better. I'm not sure if you're supposed to fold that over while it's rising. I think I will, because then it will take the shape of the bowl and it won't get disturbed. So, or whether you're supposed to make it into an oblong, I don't know. I'm experimenting. I'll leave it in a round blob. Lock that together, and leave it to rise while the pizza's cooking. Yeah, compare and contrast. Look at the state of that. And here's the box. Never true to life, is it? All nice and neat and clean. And there's mine, messy one. Oh, and there's my gorgeous pizza. Look at that. My usual trick of cutting it out with a pair of scissors. Forget all them pizza cutters, just a pair of scissors will do, and oh, yum 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 yum. Mmm. Oh, that's gorgeous. Mmm. Yeah, that seems to have risen considerably. Let's just pop that open and have a look. Ah, look at that. See how much bigger it is. Wow, massive. So we'll pop that together and pop it in the oven. I was going to put some seeds on top, but do you know what, I can't be arsed. You see, one of the problems I have with this silicone bread maker is that I can't pop it on the scales and put all the ingredients straight into it, because I use an old-fashioned balance. It's very old, this one. You can see all the marks on the copper. It is clean. It shows all the marks. Use old-fashioned, so I can't sort of pop the bread maker on the scales and then set it to 0, because it just doesn't happen that way with old-fashioned balances. But that's not a great problem, not a big problem. So after all, it's only this pan that I'd get mucky. Now, I had a little peek at this earlier. It actually it's kind of a peculiar shape. It wasn't quite cooked, so I put it back. I've just pulled it out now. I'm going to have a little look and see if that's ready. It's quite hot, even despite it being... Oh, there we go. Sounds nice and hollow. Nice crispy crust. That's probably because of all the moisture trapped in there. It's kept it all nice and crusty. Let's tip it out. Need to find a wire rack. So there it is. Rather a strange shape. I think maybe next time I'll try shaping it into an oblong. See if you can see that better. It's very crispy around the edges here, and if you turn it over, it's kind of soft at the bottom. But we'll let that cool a bit before I cut it, and as I say, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. But I'm fairly impressed. It would be quite handy if you want to do a quick loaf, or maybe even for making soda bread. Probably be quite nice. But the main thing is it has come out very cleanly from that silicone bowl. Still quite hot. Oh, this is looking really good now. It's nice and soft, a little bit of a crust, nice and soft, just like the ones done in the in-store bakery. And I've just cut a piece off there and a bit of butter on it, and that looks, oh yeah, gorgeous. Yeah, that is so good.